You know what I absolutely love is reviewing brand new products, and not just any product, but good products that I really enjoy. Brand new product lines like this right here. Folks, right behind me, this is the all new East to West College Avenue Class C. And I gotta tell you, they've done a great job on this thing. This is going to be like a mid-price point Class C. Well, line of Class Cs, I should say, because there are currently 7 floor plans available. This one right here is the 2711, comes in a little bit under 30 foot. I'll touch a little bit more on the outside, but a few quick things I do have to mention. Yes, that is a fully painted front cap. Yes, that is a black cab because you have partial paint on this standard. And yes, this has Asdel composite walls. So many great things when it comes to construction of the coach. But as we know, the floor plan has to work, right? If it's an RV that's going to work for you, the floor plan's got to work. So let's cover that. What is the 2711? Well, as you can see here, the big, I guess differentiating factor about this one is going to be in the bedroom, because what you have are going to be 2 twin beds that fold out into a massive king. Then you're going to have the pass-through bathroom right here. Obviously, this is going to be meant for a couple. The L-shaped kitchen, dinette right across from the sofa, and then up top is the cab over. Now, what you may notice, or maybe you haven't, but if we take a look from up front, there aren't any slides. Now, that may turn some people off, and I understand, but there are going to be others that are going to say, wait a minute, I kind of like that, Ian. That means there's less chance for any kind of leaks. There's less chance for something to go wrong, a mechanical failure. There is less chance that I'm going to hit something that maybe in a campsite when I go to put the slide out because there aren't any slides. It's just nothing that you're going to have to worry about. I think that's pretty cool. So let's get into the floor plan itself, right? Let's go ahead and we're actually going to start right back here on the kitchen. I always like starting on a kitchen because I spend a lot of time in the kitchen. I'm a big guy. I'm hungry. I like to eat. So as you will see, one of the first things I noticed, and maybe you did too, is the fact that they put in actual solid surface countertops. Rather than having, a thermoform or a T-mold that you would normally get in like a mid-level Class C, they went and they put in solid surface, and I love it. I think it is a great look. It's clean. I mean, this whole RV, if you take a look at the aesthetic, I think the whole thing is pretty clean. Now, I see you have a drying rack, and yes, of course, they undermounted the sink. I'd be super mad if they didn't, if you're putting in solid surface. You have the 2-tone faucet here as well. The windows are another big selling point for me. Just look how modern and clean these are, right? You don't have the big, fat, chonky things all the way around, right? You don't have the lambrequins, the valances. No, it's just wood. They're square. They work very well. Take a look at this. So you pull that down, and now you have privacy, you have shade, you have everything you need. On the other side of that is actually going to be a reflective material to help keep heat out. I'll show you that when we go outside. Now, on the other side, if I lift this up, look at that. Now I have a screen. So if I want to open up the window and not have any bugs in, I can do that. This is magnetic, just clips to each other, nice and easy. And then you can separate it out just like so. But great windows. And yes, you can see right here, they do crank open. The wood, I think they did a great job. If you're taking a look at the colors, I really like the pulls. They're like a champagne bronze. I have to give the interior designer a tip of the hat. I think they did an excellent job here. And you'll see, again, storage all the way across overhead there, too, as well as storage all the way across overhead here. So big overhead storage in this coach. We take a look down below, and we're going to have 2-tone, right? It goes a little bit darker rather than lighter. Now, a few things. One, and I'm sure you saw this as I did it earlier, but yes, you do get that pop-up countertop extension, but also you have pretty good storage underneath. Now, this, for me, I understand why you put this in here, right? Because it's supposed to be for pots, pans, things like that. But man, I kind of wish it wouldn't have been there because I could have gotten a much larger trash can in. Very, very small points of contention. Definitely not a deal breaker, but that's just me. I like to have a spot for my trash can. Let me know in the comments what you think. Are you good with that shelf, or would you rather have more space for a trash can? Maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe they did it right. If you take a look at the drawers, one thing you'll notice, yeah, soft close drawers. Love that. Same thing with the cabinet doors. Everything in here is soft close. You have your wardrobe right up top, so you have some additional space for clothes as well as this storage here. And then, again, a few more all the way down. For the appliances, you're looking at a 3-burner recessed cooktop. You also have the Convection microwave air fryer, right? Kind of the combo unit. You get a little bit of everything right down underneath here. Hood up top as well. And then across the way is going to be the refrigerator. Now, I did talk to the product manager about this one. Let me know what you guys think, right? So what they did, if you kind of look at the stack out, you have the fridge freezer right up here, and then right down underneath, they give you this drawer. So nice, easy access, good storage right there as well. And then, of course, underneath, you have a propane, a couple other things down there. But my concern is by giving you that drawer and eliminating the dead space up top, look how high the refrigerator is. Folks, I'm 6 foot tall. I mean, like, to reach some of this is a little tough, right? That's not super easy. I'm afraid that if you're a little bit shorter, you may struggle with some of these items. You know, and same thing, like if I, you know, open this up, I mean, shoot, this is, look, we're, you know, up to above my belly button for the freezer. It's just mounted high, right? And again, I don't think that's a deal breaker. I think that's something that a lot of people are going to be fine with. Myself, yeah, I can do it. But you know, if you're 5'8", that may be a deal breaker. It may be a struggle. So let me know what you think. Do you think how should they fix this? Because I like having the drawer. What if they put like a spice rack above the fridge? Do you think that would do it? Let me know. Put something in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's see if we can't get the right answer. If we take a look at the bathroom, oh yeah. Sitting on the throne here. Yep, I have good shoulder space, plenty of leg room here. Let me flip that around so you can see. Yeah, you know, the door is going to be here. So yeah, my toes are going to be good. Can curl them in a little too if I need to. Right up on the wall is going to be the tankless water heater. So you have essentially on-demand hot water. And, you know, it's going to be near limitless, right? As long as you're hooked up to city water, you can have all the hot water you want. The shower itself is kind of a decorative surround. I do like that. And then if I take a step in here, just to give you an idea of height, you can see that, you know, again, at 6 foot tall, I have plenty of room. I could probably be 6'3", maybe 6'4", maybe even 6'5", still be able to stand in here. That's going to be pretty great. You also have the built-in shower door, so that's pretty nice too. It's going to be antimicrobial, so like you don't have to worry about drying it off or anything like that. You can just roll it right back up. And because you don't have a space for a swing door, I think this is the smart choice. And you know, you don't want like a tri-slide glass door because there's just not enough space. I think this was the right choice. Another thing you'll notice is going to be right up here. You can see that you have some towel hooks up there as well, robe hooks. If you're a robe person, I don't know. I have a robe. I don't bring it camping, but maybe I will. Who knows? Ball or move. And then as we step into the bedroom, you can see there is storage all the way around, right? We have storage here. We have storage in the back. And then right across the way is going to be even more storage. So plenty of overhead storage just throughout this entire floor plan. Something else I really love about this space, and again, this is probably my favorite part. I know this is going to be a make it or break it for a lot of people, but I love the big windows. I mean, these windows let in a ton of natural light, give you amazing views. And take a look at this. This was smart design. Rather than just giving you like any plain old headboard, they gave you padded headboards so that you can sit here and be able to watch TV. Yes, I don't know if you can see it, but right there's a little sticker. Whoop, says TV backer. So you can put your mount right there, have like an articulating arm, so you can kind of put it on an angle so both people can sit right back here and watch TV. Now, I think this is a great setup, right? Whether you elbow each other in the middle of the night, or you know you want to go on a fishing trip, or you know it's just like friends, whatever, you can separate. Or this right here, which is nice and hard, by the way, so it works great for like a nightstand, and also has cup holders in it. This, of course, as I'm sure you smart viewers have guessed, flips over just like so. And let me kind of put that, oh, I think it might have dropped down. There we go. There, just like that. Flips over just like that. Sorry, it's a little tough one-handed. But you can, you know, put sheets, blankets, everything else on there, and now you have this massive king bed. That's pretty great. You know, I mean, this is huge. You want some room for activities, you got the room for activities. Something else that I really like is going to be right up top here. Yes, that is a second AC. That is a 13,500 BTU AC that is going to be kind of dedicated right there for the bedroom to make sure you stay nice and cool. And then up here, you have your ducted 15K, and this one has a heat pump built in. So a heat pump is great if you. It's not going to work if it's down to like freezing temps, but if it's like mid 40s, 50 degrees out, you can use this heat pump, and it's going to be electric heat, which if you're at a campground, most of the times electric is free. And that'll do a good job again of just kind of, heating the space up without having to use your propane, which is pretty darn great. Taking a look up front, this is going to be the cab over bed. I am told this has a 500-pound weight capacity, so it should handle 2 adults in most circumstances. You also see that you have the, oh gosh, not retractable. I don't know what I want to call that. My brain's not working today. Someone help me out. We're going to call it extendable telescoping ladder. That's what we have right there. That of course is just going to connect right in here so you can climb right up nice and easy. And again, you have a TV here, and this one is on a swing arm. You don't have to worry about it. Cool thing about this is going to be this right here. That says 12 volts. Why does that matter? Well, if it's quiet hours and you don't have shore power, none of your outlets are going to work in most cases on a Class C, right? They're just not, because you don't have shore power. But because it's 12 volt, you can still run this off the batteries if you so choose. Pretty darn neat, right? Or maybe, I don't know, you want to drive down the road and your guests want to watch TV. If you have like a gaming station or a gaming station, if you have like a PlayStation or something hooked up to that, maybe they can sit here and play PlayStation because it's 12 volt. I don't know how you're going to run the PlayStation. Jeez, maybe that wouldn't work. Might need an inverter. Luckily, this one has an optional inverter, so you can do that as well. So yes, you can do all sorts of things in here. The kids can be entertained for days. Dropping right down underneath, this is going to be your jackknife sofa, right? Great thing about a jackknife is the storage you get underneath. You can see that right there, right? Nice big easy access storage. Yes, it does come with 2 seatbelts. Yes, this is going to be nice and comfortable. And why do I love this layout? Because whoever is sitting right here can talk to whoever is sitting right here. Just 2 seatbelts here as well. This makes for great conversation because you can also talk to the driver and main passenger here, right? Co-captain. It's going to be pretty great for the whole family. Then right across from the sofa here, as I mentioned, is the dinette. Now what you'll notice, this is legless, folks. You don't have any bars there. This just lifts up and drops down. I'm not going to do it because I only have one hand and it is difficult to do one-handed. But essentially you tilt this front up, and right back here, this comes up. Now I'll just kind of show you. Kind of go like that, and then those kind of slip right out, and then you can fold it down, right? And so once you fold it down, then you just take these back cushions, you throw the back cushions on top. That becomes an additional sleeping space right there. Now you may be saying, Ian, what size are those? That's a great question. The dinette is going to be 42 inches by 68 inches, whereas the sofa is going to be 62 inches. So that is going to be your sizes. Is it going to be super great for a 6-foot adult? No. Is it going to be good for kids? Yeah. Maybe a dog? Yes. Maybe you have a small child that's traveling with you and you have a pack and play and they're not able to crawl out of it yet. Yes, you can drop this down, put a pack and play up there. It's going to be great for that as well. One of the things I don't think I mentioned was right across from the toilet here is you have a separate sink area. And I personally really like this. As someone who spends probably more time in the bathroom than I should, if I'm in here doing what I need to do, my wife can be here, whether she's brushing her teeth, putting makeup on, whatever needs to happen, it can happen. I really like this setup. It reminds me of like a lot of hotels, right? Where you have the sink outside of the bath, the toilet area. You'll also see that you have a mirrored medicine cabinet right there, some additional storage right down underneath. Of course, we have a 30,000 BTU furnace pumping heat all the way through this bad boy. Now, before we go outside, there's a few more things I want to hit on. One of them is going to be right here, just so I didn't talk about it earlier. You can see right here that you have the WineGuard hookup. So this is good for 4G LTE Wi-Fi if you want cellular signal, wherever you may be. Also, something I think is really cool, and I can show you when we go outside, is that this one actually has Starlink prep. It's going to be for a portable Starlink, which is pretty great. So if you want to hook up Starlink and have internet no matter where you are, which for the record, I've used Starlink, and it works really well. It's already prepped for it, so that's really cool. Okay, let's talk quickly about the cab here. So what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna turn this on, mainly just so I can show you the head unit. Now, what I like about this is I don't have to have the battery disconnect on. This is attached to the motorhome battery, which a lot of times for Class Cs is not the case. There's a lot of brands that attach it to the home side because it controls a lot of the things in the home. Not the case. This one is just going to be for the cab here itself. And all I really want to show you is just the fact this one does have Sirius XM. Your rear camera is going to be right over here if you want to see your backup camera. And this one is going to be Apple CarPlay and Android Auto ready. So if you want to use one of those features and download like a third-party app, it's for navigation. That is something that you can do. And I know there are some programs out there that work really, really well. You can also see you have your 110 outlet here, as well as both USB-A and USB-C ports for anything you need to charge. Cup holders are going to be a must, and you definitely have them in this coach. One other thing I do want to mention, I guess, before we head out, are going to be the drawers. I don't know if I opened these earlier, but you do have 2-foot drawers here, so you have nice, big, spacious drawers, and that is going to be on both sides. Now, I would show you what this one looks like with the slide in, but as we talked about, there are no slides. So what you see is what you get. And I really like it. You have great mobility all the way throughout here. It is actually a nice open coach, even without having a slide, even when you are parked. A couple other things here. Right here is going to be your main control panel. You can see the generator control. This one has a big old generator on it, 6,000 watt, which we'll take a look when we go outside there. All of your controls will be on here, as well as your tank monitoring panel. This is, of course, going to be for your furnace and AC. And then as we drop down, this one has the optional auto level on there. What a great feature. So yes, it is available with the auto level if you want it. Another option here is going to be the solar, which this one also has 30 amp controller, 200 watt panel up on the roof. Then you'll see your battery disconnect as well as your awning control. That is all going to be great, but probably my favorite part about the College Avenue is actually going to be the exterior. I know the interior is beautiful. It certainly is. But the exterior is too. And this is something that a lot of times is often overlooked. Look at that. You can see my reflection. That's because this is full body paint. Now, sorry, I shouldn't say that. I lied. This is partial paint. You can get full body available is what I want to say. It is optional. And they have 3 different colors if you want full. But partial paint is what is standard from the manufacturer. And I think this is awesome. I think it looks great. So everywhere you see black, that is all going to be paint. Now, the reason I really like that is this right here. And a lot of people don't realize this, but in order to get paint on a coach, whether it's a fifth wheel, a Class C, a Class A, it doesn't matter, you have to upgrade the fiberglass. Otherwise, there's too many striations in it, the paint doesn't stick, and it's just not a good look. This right here is Lamilux 4000. That is like one of the top of the line fiberglasses you can get for a motor coach. So that's fantastic. So even though you have partial paint, right, you're not paying the full price of full body paint, but you still get the same upgraded fiberglass you would get with full body paint. That's huge. Another thing you may notice is this one is on the Ford E450 chassis. Now, yeah, when you're almost 30 foot long, that's to be expected. But the reason I bring that up is because every College Avenue is on the 450 chassis, no matter the size. That's pretty great. You also have running boards here, make it nice and easy to get in and out. Of course, you can also see that you have your side mirrors. Of course, these are going to extend out, so just give you that little bit of extra vision. Again, nothing too crazy there. This, though, I do love when manufacturers do this, and that is the fact they give you an actual front cap, right? That is a painted front cap. And what I mean by actual is a lot of manufacturers do like a 3/4 cap where it looks like it, but the seam, instead of being back here, is going to be right here. And that is what we want to avoid, because when it rains, all that water is going to go right in there, and then it's going to get inside, and that is going to be one of the biggest problems we've seen with Class Cs forever, right? Since our grandma and grandpa owned them. But here, the seam comes back. That's going to help protect, so because that makes it much harder for water to get in there, right? For any kind of water intrusion. So make it back way back a little bit further. You can see right up top, this is going to be the power awning, massive power awning on there. I mean, it covers your entire coach side. And if you notice, you don't have any vents on this side, right? This is all perfectly usable camp space. And I love that. You know, put the awning out. You want to talk about a great tailgater? There's no slides. There's no vents. This thing is perfect. You can put up your table right here. You can put bags right here. Whatever you want to do, you have the space to do it. Again, one of the reasons I just really enjoy not having the slide outs. You will see, if we take a look at the storage, these are going to be rotocast bins in here. Great thing about that is they are nice and easy to clean out, to wash out. Also, you'll see that you have slam latch. I really like this style of slam latch. It works very, very well. It's probably my favorite, honestly. It's just very easy to operate. You can also see right here is going to be your grab handle. And again, you have the 2711 here. Coming around to the side, you can see that this has your outside TV hookup. You also have a solar prep right down here if you want solar on the side. So there is that option. And then as we make our way back a little bit further, the windows, as I talked about, so you have these square windows on here, right? But what I didn't show, let's come back up here. Oh, man, look at that. Love that paint. It's going to be right here. Right? I talked about a little bit inside, but you can see this silver reflective on the back of that shade. So that is going to help with heat, right? That's going to help keep that heat out rather than heating up the coach. And you know, that in combination with your 2 ACs, it's going to be great. Now, I know the storage compartments up front were a little bit smaller, but what do we have back here? Well, let's take a look. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You want a tailgating machine. You want something you can take the whole family in. This right here is it. This gives you a ton of rear storage. And again, this is nice and easy to clean, and it has a drain. So if you want to fill this with ice and put beverages in there, first of all, invite me. Second of all, it's a good idea. If we also come to the back, you can see right down underneath, right? You also have rear access to that storage, I may add. But if we drop down underneath, you have a 7,500 pound hitch, right? Rated for 7,500 pounds. So if you want to tow something a little bit bigger, this has the capability to do it. You have the 7-way right over there. You also can see your propane quick connect. So if you want to be a grill master and fire up some food when people are getting the munchies, you can do that. Ladder to climb all the way up onto the roof. It is a fully walkable roof, and this one has the Alpha Ply TPO roof membrane going all the way across there. That is going to be your upgraded TPO. You will also see right up here in the taillight, that's going to be the backup camera that we saw in the center dash. Again, those beautiful windows. Man, I love the windows. They're so sharp. And then as we come down underneath here, again, access from this side too. But what I really want to show you is that. What is that, you ask? Great question. That, my friends, is Starlink prep. Yeah. So that way you can have a portable Starlink, right? You can plug it in right there. There's another connection inside that you can plug your modem into. So that way you have Starlink inside the coach. You don't have to drag a cord out of a window or anything like that. They just do a lot. And I think that was a really good move on their behalf. 50 amp power as you'd expect with 2 ACs. Water connections here, city water, fresh, and then our black tank, flush washout black tank. Comes with a light. I love that in case you're hooking up at night. I do that a lot. Hooking up your RV at night, yes. You will also see the spray port right here, cable satellite there, making our way up a little bit further. Just a few more things I do want to touch on. One is going to be your water heater. As I mentioned, that is on demand. Propane is going to be right underneath here. And then, let me see if I can open this one-handed. Nope, that's okay. Here we go. So this, I just want to show you, this is going to be the generator. And as I promised, folks, that is not a 600. That is a 6,000. So nice big generator on there as well in order to power both ACs and everything else you need. Our side view cameras, look how nice and low those are. You want to talk about great visibility to the road? That's going to be it. And then again, we have another storage compartment right over here. So let me know what you guys think, right? I think the College Ave is really special. I think it hits a very special price point. You know, it's not going to be too expensive. It's a little bit above entry level. You get a ton of amazing amenities in here. The partial paint, Asdel composite walls on here too. I don't know if I mentioned that, but behind this upgraded fiberglass is the Asdel composite. This right here is a fantastic new line. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. I'm Ian Baker. Until next time, peace.